where I'm at the moment, it's like 150 kilometers from the center of the earthquake. As I mentioned, the situation is very, very bad. We still have a lot of villages, a lot of people under the rubble. Over 2,000 people died, and we don't have the final number yet because there is no signal. You can't call, and we lost touch with a lot of people. As a guide, I've been in many villages there, and they still don't have an idea about, I would say, more than 50 villages in the Atlas Mountains.
So let's talk a little more about those villages. How hard is it going to be to reach them, to get them the help that they might need?
Yeah, I'm from the Atlas Mountains, from a place called Imlil. It's like 70 kilometers south of Marrakesh. There is hundreds of villages, very small villages there. Some villages you find only like 10 families, 20 families. Some villages 150 and more. It's a mountain area. The highest point there, it's over 4,000 meters. The roads are very bad, even in normal days. Even if there is no earthquake, to get to these places, it's not an easy thing. Very zigzaggy roads. But with the earthquake now, it makes it very hard. Most of the roads, as I mentioned, are closed. And people are really, really struggling there. We received some videos yesterday for some villages, for those who managed to get there and back, because still there is no signal. A lot of villages, they have no electricity, no water. People are helping from Marrakesh, from other cities in Morocco, trying to send some food to those people who are struggling up there.
Of course, now closer to Marrakesh, there's been a lot of damage. A lot of people are quite fearful. What are they doing? Where are they sleeping? What sort of housing do they have at the moment?
Yeah, and actually, the situation in Marrakesh, it's not too bad. Only the old town or the Medina, the historic building are collapsed, like the wall around the Medina, because it's very old. And outside the Medina, there's cracks on the walls. Some buildings are about to fall, but it's not as bad as the Atlas Mountains. People are sleeping outside. This is like the third night people, they sleep outside. There is aftershock. There is one this morning. The worst one was yesterday morning. It was like 4.6. So people are very scared to go back to the buildings. So they just prefer to spend the night outside.
What is your sense, Brahim, of what the government is actually doing to help?
And actually, the government is doing what they can, not what they're supposed to do. Because when you hear that people are dying, and they can't dying also because of they managed to get them out of the rubble, but there is no ambulances, there's no helicopter. There is some, but it's not enough for everybody. They're sending the aid, but the problem again, to the furthest point they can go, to where the road stops. They managed to send some helicopters to the heart of the mountains, but there is a lot of villages that they couldn't get any help at the moment. And day after day, things is getting better a little bit. They're going a little bit further, day after day, but still it's a disaster. So, yeah.
Yeah. What do you think the lasting impact is going to be for those villages, even on the work that you do as a tour guide?
I don't know actually at the moment, because we are not focusing in the future. Now we are just trying to get out of this. As a tour guide, I don't know how I'm going to walk with the foreigners in villages that are destroyed. To build a house in the mountains, it takes ages. I go there all the time. I'm from there. To build one floor, most of people, they use local materials for building. It takes ages. To rebuild everything, it will take, I don't know, very, very long time. So all these villages are very far from the roads. Everything you see in a village is transported by a donkey or a mule. People, they go to the river, collect the sand, stones, the clay to build the houses, and everything, it's gone now. It will take them ages. When I say ages, I'm talking about 25, 30, 40 years to rebuild everything. If they decide to stay there, yeah, that's it.
So how are you feeling at the moment, or Is it really just a question of taking things one day at a time?
We feel very sad, because when you sleep outside and you know that there's people under the rubble, that we don't know if they are alive or not, you want to do something about it. So people, especially like people associations that are trying to help, are collecting food from cities near the mountains, because people, what they want at the moment, those who manage to survive, it's the food. They're not thinking about anything, because everything they own, it's destroyed. The food, some people, they've been there for 2-3 days now, and they have no food, no water, nothing. So we are trying to do what we can. I have received like a lot of emails from people I guided before, offering help. So, and also the local guides in Morocco, they are going to collect some. They will collect some food and blankets, tents, and in the next few days they will send that to the Atlas Mountains.